So, another 40 walnuts, black walnuts, right? October 6th. Okay.
Okay, people. So we found a lot of walnuts.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
And I see the rest here.
And how were you feeling when you were finding them, Andre? What were you thinking?
My heart was beating so fast.
Why? Were you happy?
Yeah, but I think it was all these walnuts.
I think so too. You couldn't believe how many we found.
And look at my big bike.
Who shook the tree last night?
The walnut monkey.
The walnut monkey shook the tree. And who helped him?
The wind.
The wind. The wind helped the walnut monkey shake the tree. Are there any more walnuts up in this tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
How many? Yeah? Are we going back tomorrow? We're going to count them now, people. We'll be back. Hold on.
No, I just hear.
Okay, people. You see, the last time I did walnuts in 2014, I did them on the porch, right? And it was the first time. And, you know, I actually, the way I've been doing them this time around, I prefer better versus doing them on the porch the way I did them last time. And I only actually needed one scrub brush so far in light of all the walnuts that I've washed, right? And it was a plastic one versus what I was using on the porch last time. It wasn't necessary. So anyway, when I was doing them last time, Andre, just let me finish. When I was doing them last time, I got tired, and these ones are hard to open. So I ended up just kind of, I wouldn't say abandoning the project, but I was satisfied with what I did last time because that was the first time I had done it. This time I'm going for the full gusto. And I've already given only four, but I'm going to give them some more. The board director to the foundation, right? I ran into him. So anyway, I gave him 4 walnuts and I said, plant some because, you know, my landlord's planting some too. And I'm going to plant some. So you plant some, my landlord plants some, I'll put some in a pot, see if I can grow them and whatnot. So in the meantime, there is 335. Andre, you're doing that on purpose.
I want to talk to you.
Hold on a minute. There's 335 walnuts that Andre and I found today. Now I'm going to take the more riper ones and I'm going to start them tonight. I started 40 last night. I was doing 40 at 5 in the morning. I just took off the husk and then I washed them in the daytime. And then we went, as soon as I done washing them, then we went off and got some more. Honest to God, I didn't expect this, people. I didn't realize this walnut tree had so many walnuts. And guess what? There's still more up there. So that's 335 walnuts on, what is it? October, I think it's the 7th today? Today's October 7th. 335 walnuts Andre and I found so far. And then we're going to go back tomorrow. And, you know, we're finding acorns for the squirrels. So I'm drying them or whatever, you know, washing them and letting air dry. And then I'm just throwing them in the freezer. And then over the winter, I'll be buying peanuts.
Can I talk now?
I'll be buying peanuts and we'll be going back and giving them acorns and peanuts. But yes, go ahead and talk. What is that?
A black walnut.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot so far.
Mm-hmm. What's the helmet for? In case what happens?
It just fell on your head.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at mine.
Okay,
Watch
camera's
me.
not... what's that?
You have to watch.
Yeah, we had to go get the wheelbarrow for this. So anyway, I'm uploading this now, people, as you can see.
I may get out.
You know, things happen for a reason, right? So I would say this, again, is a pretty good sign. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this brief here. I had Revenue Canada call me today because I still haven't finished the nonprofit books, people. Right? I'm talking. For some reason, they seem to think 2013 is done, and I said no. I'm pretty sure I didn't do it. So I still have 2013, 14, and 15. And they want 14 and 15 done by November 6th. So I just want to say shout out to Revenue Canada for being so patient with me. I explained to him what happened. I explained to him that last year, in the month of December, after I started working out there, because I was working in the yard in December of last year, people. I started getting into the nonprofit books, and just as I was hunkering down in the month of January, in the middle of winter, who showed up? Sook from the city of Surrey. And we know for 68 days out of 72 or something like that, I was outside. Didn't matter if it was blowing wind, raining, 35 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is kind of cold, especially if it's raining and you're washing wet wood. So did that, done that, explained that to the guy at Revenue Canada. Then I told him spring came. And I had to start planting food, potatoes and stuff, right? And then I told him all of a sudden I had to start harvesting this stuff, and I had to can the pears, and I had to make the juice, the plum juice and the apple juice, and make pickles and can beans, and I still have to can some, I want to make some pickled carrots, and I still have to get the carrots and shred the carrots, and I still got kale growing in my yard, which actually I think I'm going to bring in tomorrow. So after I get up off this little video here, I am going to have a cup of tea and start doing walnuts again. All right? I feel like it's like black gold, people. You watch and see. Right? I already got 2 people in the neighborhood planting walnuts. And I said to my, the board director, right, the guy that's working with me on the foundation, I said, look, if you don't want to plant these things, I said, you give them to somebody who does. I only gave him 4 walnuts today because I didn't think I was going to find 335 walnuts with a whole bunch more walnuts up in that tree. So guess what he's going to get sometime in the next week or 2? He's going to get some more walnuts, and I'm going to tell him you need to go off and if you can't plant them all in your yard, give them to a few people that and let them plant them in their yard, because that's the only way we're going to keep these things alive. Because once they tear down those trees, people, I don't think I'll be able to stop that from happening. That's it. I don't think you'll ever see them again. So I think, all in all, I think the city of Surrey is very blessed that we have this tree to share the wealth, the walnut wealth with, right? And it just so happens that Andre and I just like going there. So anyway, at the time when this was all, when I started, I wasn't thinking about trying to plant walnut trees. I am now. So needless to say, the few English walnuts that I had, I did give to my landlady because they have more available space that once they plant it in the ground, chances are it can live there for 50 to 100 years, if not more, right? Where this place, the property is kind of being designated for future development, so it's not appropriate to be planting walnuts into the ground. Versus, I'm going to try and plant some with Andre in pots and see if we can get them growing in the pot. The one that was growing in my yard that I dug up and put into a pot, it didn't survive the transfer. But then also too, maybe it wasn't getting enough water, or I'm thinking I didn't put it in a big enough pot. So anyway, I'm going to try and, I found some English walnuts, but these have been dried at some point in the dehydrator, but they would still be fine. What's important, I mean, if the meat inside is good, okay, it will still grow. The only thing that it needs to do, both of them, I don't know about the English walnut, but I know with the black walnut, it has to be at around 40 degrees or less, right, outside or in a fridge for at least 3 months for it to go into a dormant stage before you can plant it. So the ones I'm going to do with Andre, I'm going to try throw some in the fridge, see what happens, bring them out in the spring, stick them in the ground, And then at some point when I'm not going to be doing all these walnuts, man, because I have to do nonprofit books now too, right? Well, we always knew I had to do that. But, what do you call it? I'm just going to put some in some pots and leave them outside, and it gets that dormant stage, right? So I did manage to find some that more than likely might catch, because the one that was in my yard growing this year probably came from 2014, because I didn't do walnuts in 2015. So somehow it rolled itself there, and it germinated in 2016. And I did walnuts in 2014, so, you know, these things are pretty hardy, right? I think that one was an English walnut. I'm not too sure, but besides that point, Andre and I are going to try and grow some walnut trees so that we can maybe have a little yard sale in the summertime, and, you know, let them go into the community once people realize what they are. And people that have the ability to plant them in the yards, I'm sure they'll do that. And then I can go to sleep at night and feel like I know. And then I can go to sleep at night thinking that, you know, not is all to waste in terms of when they cut down those trees for future development. I'm almost done. Okay, you're distracting my thought, and Nana's tired. Andre, please, there was one other thing I wanted to say. So anyway, I was telling the guy at Revenue Canada, you know, I mean, like, how can it, again, you know, in 2013, up at some point until things kind of went dormant with the trust accounts, I was getting 21 bank statements, people, from HSBC Bank. Okay, I'm down to 12. We're still at 12. Okay, to reactivate the other ones is quite simple. All we have to do is just put the application back in, and we get the exact same numbers. It's just, you know, I mean, like, these are some of them still sitting there with $0 balances in them. The point is that they exist. And this is what I tried to explain to the fella at the revenue agency there in Ottawa, that, you know, I'm like, as hard as I'm trying to market this stuff in the United States of America so that, you know, we can do national telethons and, you know, really kind of bring in the micro to get to the macro, and you know, it's, you know, operates under federal trademark name, and, you know, and it's not that I'm not trying to do the nonprofit books. It's just, you know, I have a family and things have happened, and, you know, it's food, and now it's walnuts, and, you know, and so anyway, in light of that, we still have the 12 bank statements coming in from HSBC Bank. We still have our local credit union, and we've got 333 black walnuts that I have to process over the next little while as Andre and I go back tomorrow to see what the black walnut monkey shook out of the tree.